Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. Hello and welcome to I Am the Change. I am Michelle Simon, and I originally broke up with fear, shame, and guilt in 2019 as my New Year's resolution. I am still breaking up with fear, shame, and guilt on a daily basis. It is in my DNA and in my bones, and I've been sharing this journey with all of you and what it's been like. So this is on YouTube, Twitter. I was going to say Twitter, not Twitter anymore. It's not even on X. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. So if you get time to check out my videos, it's I Am the Change, Michelle Simon Kelly. I went back to my maiden name, which is Michelle Simon, and I'm halfway there. It's such a pain, you guys. I did it so many different ways, but I still have so many things in my name that I have to change over, and it is such a pain. So anyway, you guys, I've been sharing with you my health journey, which, compared to a lot of people, I'm reasonably healthy, although I don't feel healthy. I've had a headache for 2 months. I was sharing with you guys last week, and I thought it was allergies and sinuses, and it's a migraine. And I went to a neurologist, and he gave me this new medicine to try, which I almost fell asleep like 4 hours after I took it driving. I was driving, and I was like so exhausted. And then it like kicked my butt, and I was in bed the entire next day. And then I called his office. I'm like, I can't take this stuff. And he's like, try taking it at night, give it some time, but it killed my appetite. And I was excited for that one because, I do have a massive food addiction. I'm off of sugar, flour, wheat, and caffeine. But besides being off of that, I not only just have a sugar addiction and an addiction to food, but I have an eating disorder, and I'm sure I've had it my whole life, and being able to acknowledge this stuff. I binge on foods that are good for you. Well, not good. Like, if you could have foods that are good for you that are not great for you, like, I love sweet potatoes. That's like my candy now. And I found these sweet potato chips at Costco, and they're cooked in avocado oil. So technically they're not, they're like called a gray food. So, but every time I get this humongous bag, I eat like a third of it in one sitting, which is, I overeat. So then another food that's a trigger food for me is grapes. And then I keep buying them. I can't stop myself from buying them. So addiction is in my bones, and I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict. I am an adult child, which means I am from a dysfunctional family, which I knew since I was a little girl. And I thought everybody knew because I knew. And I thought everybody could see what I saw, and they couldn't, and they didn't. And what I didn't realize is it wasn't their time. And some people, it'll never be their time. They can't hear me because they're not meant to. And certain people, I don't know if you guys have ever felt like this, but certain people can't hear me. And I know for a fact that I'm sure all of you have been places and you felt like they're listening, but they can't hear you. And I have since learned that when I'm around people who can't hear me, I need to move to the next person. And if the next person can't hear me, I need to go to somebody else. And what I used to do is try and explain it 12 different ways. Maybe if I did it like this or like, now I learned I don't need to do that. I can just state what is true for me. And if somebody can't hear me, I go on. And I was talking to you guys last week, not just about my headaches. I'm returning my 2024 Lexus NX Hybrid. And I haven't heard anything back from Lexus since last week. So it's been over a week and I haven't heard anything, but they told me up to 60 days. So I'm in the process of returning a new car. And the other thing is, you guys, I'm like the queen of returns. I learned I was returning stuff way long ago when bathing suits used to be non-returnable for women. I don't know about what they were for guys, but women, we used to have non-returnable bathing suits. You couldn't return a bathing suit. And I bought this, now we're talking like 30 something years ago. I bought this bikini. I used to wear one. You guys, nobody wants to see me in a bikini. Not even myself. But anyway, I bought this bikini and it had a wire in it and the wire started poking out and I paid like $95 for this thing. It was the most I ever spent on a bathing suit in my life. And I was probably, I'm going to say like 20-ish, 20, 21. And I bought this bikini and the wire was sticking out, and I got it from the store called Strawbridge's and Clothier, which is no longer in business. But anyway, I got this bikini and I threw out the receipt because you couldn't take it back. And I brought it back in and the woman said, "Where's your receipt?" And I said, "I threw it out because it's non-returnable." And she said, "Well, they're non-returnable." And I'm like, "Look, lady, I spent $95 on this thing and the wire's sticking out and that's not my fault. Can you please go get your manager?" And she's like, "Well, you can't." I'm like, "If you don't take this back, I'm going to cause a really big scene." And this was back in the day where they didn't want scenes. And now people just do whatever they want. But anyway, they took back the bathing suit. And then I returned a car years ago after I signed a paper that said I couldn't return it. I got out of a lease of an apartment that I wasn't supposed to be able to get out of. I got a roommate off of a lease in 4 days that we had a lease together, and it was a nightmare. And I was able to get her off of the lease within 4 days and get her out because I had to. I was going to ruin my credit and hers if she didn't sign this piece of paper to get out. So like, I have learned how to do things, and I also was told you could never get a person off of a copyright. And yes, you can. And it, as long as it hasn't been processed yet, and they're so far behind. So these are things that I have learned how to do. And as long as you are alive, there is always hope. And things are never final until you're in the ground. So that's what I've learned and have been learning. And you guys, I've been depressed this week with taking the headache medicine. I have a headache all the time. It's not going away. I get temporarily when I try, sometimes Tylenol works, sometimes my pain medicine works, sometimes it doesn't. And today I just got gel injections in my knees, and now my one knee hurts worse than it did before I got the injection. So I just feel like medically I've gotten my ass kicked, and I feel like whenever I tell you guys the truth, like I'm complaining. And you know, it's just my body. I ignored it for so long and I abused the shit out of it. And I think, I don't want to say, because I know God doesn't punish us and we are not being punished, and I'm not being punished, but I am learning how to take care of myself and my body, and it is a full-time job, and it is no joke. And it is not easy. And it was way easier pretending like things didn't bother me and like I was numb, and I'm not numb anymore, and things bother me, and I can't let things go like I used to. So anyway, this is your sign signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned, stay safe, and I will see you all next week.